You can get it. Marvelous.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the channel, y'all. And look, today we have a tournament breakdown for PBG. If you guys never heard of PBG, it's one of the most competitive organizations for the card game in the streets. Fact, not an opinion. When I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, PBG had some of the biggest tournaments with all the best pros. Anything with PBG, I will be covering. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. As you guys can see on the screen right now, One Piece OP09 webcam case tournament. So we still have never had an official tournament yet in the streets, but you know, as long as we can just still have these webcam tournaments, at least we can provide some of you guys some of the content and quite possibly some good decks going into nationals this weekend. If you guys did not know, the biggest nationals of the year for the states, for America, is this weekend, and I will be streaming that. That shit's gonna be shicey as hell. Fact, that opinion. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. This is a top 8 breakdown. We have 2 Rob Lucci's, 1 Blue Doflamingo, 1 OP09 Monkey D. Luffy, 1 ST13. Clearly, look, this deck right here is clearly the best deck in the format. It's definitely spinning the block, fucking everybody's bitch. Fact, not an opinion. So yeah, definitely, I'm really happy to see this here. 1 Red Zoro, 1 Shanks, and 1 Monkey D. Luffy. When we take a look at this pie chart here, the main deck we're not seeing here is Blackbeard, and what I'm starting to realize is that, you know, people in the States, or just people in the TCG, have the attention spans of fruit flies, because you don't see Blackbeard here. You truly don't see any Blackbeard here. It's the deck's too hard. Motherfuckers is trying to play the deck and they end up turning their face red, flipping the table, realizing that they just can't do it. So they're switching back over to Rob Lucci. They're switching back over to Blue Doflamingo and Pluffy and so on and so forth. So I'm not really surprised that a lot of the players in the West is really just, you know, jumping shit off of Blackbeard. It's clearly too hard of a deck for a lot of TCG players in the streets. So, you know, here's the deck breakdowns, and we actually have all the deck lists. I was going to put this in the sim, but let's be real, motherfucker don't got time for all that. So we're just gonna look at people's pictures here, these potato ass pictures. I mean, honestly, this is 2024. Motherfuckers is taking pictures with their feet out in the pictures, gang. Like, what is this? What is this? Man got mismatched socks on. I mean, I don't even understand what's going on.
Question for you. What are those?
All right, we are back. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, I could not do deck profiles with motherfuckers dogs out. I just can't do it. So let's just go over these deck lists here real quick. You guys been seeing on the screen right now. We have purple black Luffy. This came in 8th place. Let's go over these real quick. I'm gonna be real with y'all, I really don't see this leader too often. I honestly feel like this leader is kind of mid compared to like the regular purple Luffy, but if you are a fan of purple and black, this may be the best purple black leader out there. So just go ahead and tap in if you are really feeling the purple black, you know, type of combo. But anyways, he is also running the 2 Bon Clays. He's running to 4 Cactus Kid. Let me just take a skim and look at everything else. He's actually running this. I've never seen anybody run this in any purple deck. Let's go ahead and read it. End of your turn, return 1 or more Dawn to your Dawn deck. Set this character as active, then this character gains blocker. So it's a 6K 5-drop. And also at the end of the turn, you just return 1 Dawn and set it as active. So you could attack and rest it, or you can attack and then set it as active, so it can block for next turn, which is actually pretty shice. I never even seen this card before. Very interesting tech. You guys might want to try it out. If you guys do try it out, let us know below how it treats you. This is the first time I've actually been seeing this. He is actually opting out for the Black Maria. I always thought if you're running a purple deck, you always have to run Black Maria. It's probably one of the most cracked purple cards in the game. So, you know, running 4 is not surprising. Ending out games with this Sanji is opting out for 3 Gecko Moria. Instead of running 4, he is also going with the 2 Kaido. So just having this 3-2 split, just being able in games to be able just to, you know, have some type of bodies on board with the Gecko. So I think this is probably the correct ratio for this particular build. You look at everything else. He has a board removal with this Sanji. He has this the Zoro for some searches, resting blockers late game to end off games, having some staple board removal with this Gum Lightning. This is really good against BY Luffy. Gum Giant, and I also seen a lot of people start to run this in purple decks in general. It's called Top Knot. Very shicey ass card. Return up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less to the bottom of its owner deck. So it doesn't, you know, pop, it doesn't have any type of KO effect, it really just bottom decks. So this is also a very good way to play against Blackbeard with the Burgess, since it can't get KO'd. So if you guys do want to play a shite, this honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all, this might be the most shiestiest, best looking purple black Luffy deck out there. I mean, I've seen a lot of lists, and a lot of lists are absolutely trash. I mean, when I look at it, I just might as well just stop playing the game. Okay, just how bad it is. But this list right here, this list is definitely fucking somebody's bitch. Fact, not an opinion. I mean, this list is definitely really shicey. If you guys are a fan of this particular PB Luffy, I feel like this might be the best list to use going forward. And also one more thing, he is also running the reset Monkey D Luffy here. He is also opting out for 3. This is usually how you end the games, is usually between one of these two right here. So, you know, not a bad list, very shicey. I feel like a lot of thought went into this list. Good job to the guy that was 8th place. I don't have the names, but you know, good job to the person that was 8th place. If you guys want to see the names, just scroll back in the video. I know a lot of people talk about, oh my god, he didn't give it credit. Shut the fuck up, scroll the hell back. If you guys want to see whose deck list it is, don't start bitching to me in the comments. Nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody want to hear it. I'm just being honest with y'all. Nobody want to hear it. So let's go to 7th place. 7th place is Rob Lucci, another boring Rob Lucci deck. I'm not really even gonna go over it. I'll just scroll over every single one of these cards just so you could see what this deck is particularly running. He is actually opting out for the 1 Kaido. This is really good against Blackbeard, mainly to get rid of the Burgess. It seems like a lot of these decks so far is just really countered against Blackbeard, just having this KO, this trash ability with Kaido, and then also with the purple black Luffy with the top knot tech. Very shice, my personal opinion, but besides those 2 cards, it seems like everything else is still completely the same. Rob Lucci doing Rob Lucci things, 7th place. Congratulations to you, gang. Congrats. So the next deck we have right here is this Shanks. Okay, the last time I tried to tell you guys which build this was, everybody was up in arms with pitchforks and candles trying to just come get me because I said the wrong build. Hey, like I said, I don't play Shanks. Let me know what type of build this is below, but this is the 6th place finishing deck. Everything else kind of looks the same. He is actually opting out for the Marco. I don't see a lot of builds actually playing this deck with Marco, especially since they are not running the Whitebeard in this particular version. Let's keep on going. This is a staple. He's actually only running the 3 Silvers Rally. I guess you could fluctuate between 3 or 4. The Building Snake, just having some staple board removal with this Ben Beckman. That's why I said trash is really getting power crap, or I said trash. Black is getting power crap with the trash ability with a lot of these cards, such as this Ben Beckman. You know, everything else kind of looks the same. He is actually opting out for the 4 Lucky Rue. I feel like this card should always be ran. I see a lot of people not even running this card. I feel like just being able to KO any type of character with a 6,000 power or less, I mean, you can't really beat it. You pretty much block and KO something on the field, definitely can't beat it. Indie Golf Games with Gold D Roger. You have this very sticky, very sticky no Diddy Portuguese Ace. Once it's on the board, especially with these 2 cards, once you have these 2 cards on the board, it's going to be very hard for the opponent to remove them, especially this card right here. Not so much this card, I'm sorry, this card right here, this Marco, is just because he isn't really running that many events. He's running the 3 Gum Red Hawks and also 1 Bad Manners. So this is the 6th place finishing list for the PBG tournament. Let's go to 5th. So 5th is another boring Rob Lucci. So we're just gonna scroll over these again if you guys just want to take a look. But when we just take a look while we're scrolling over it, this has to be probably one of the most cookie cutter lists out there. I mean, you have the Jack, you have the Gecko, you have the Rob Lucci, you have the Gecko Rebecca combo, you have the Who's Who, you have the Ice Age and Typiskits for some cost reduction, you have the Kuz. I mean, this literally looks like the most cookie cuttered. I mean, when you type in Rob Lucci, this deck pops up. That's how cookie cutter this whole entire list is. Nothing shice, no Kaidos, no Sabos, no nothing. So if you guys just want to have a good Rob Lucci deck to start on, this got 5th place at a very high skill tournament in PBG webcam tournament. Let's go ahead and go straight to 4th place. 4th place we have Zoro. When I was actually taking these decks from the screenshots to the same, there's one card that have actually took me like 5 minutes to find. It's actually this card in the Zoro. First off, before we even talk about this card, you guys are probably wondering what type of package this is. This is a Zoro, wherever you guys want to call it, a zoo package. You pretty much, you know, flood the board with a lot low-end monsters and pretty much rush before you get to end game. The biggest thing about this deck is that it really struggles with high-end characters. As you can see, there's really only 2 boss monsters of the deck, and they're not even over 10,000 power. So this is this dragon and Silver's Rally. But the main thing that I really like right here is this shiesty ass card right here, y'all. Look at this shit, gang. Give up to one of your active leaders negative 5,000 during this turn. Return this card to the hand at the end of your turn. So this is also when attacking, always gets returned to your hand. It's also a 2K, so you can summon this, leave this on field, next turn attack, and then at the end of your turn bounce back to your hand. Now you have an extra 2K in hand. So I have never seen nobody use this card, but this particular card is probably some of the most spiciest and zestiest shit I've seen all day. I think all formats so far, I've never seen nobody use this card. Very cool looking card. Hey, let me know below if you guys tried this out and tell me how that goes for you. We definitely found a brand new pack of spice in this deck list here, because I have never seen that card ever be used. Fact, not an opinion. We are also running the Shut Up and Come With Me, just being able to spam out and spit out really all these zoo characters that you see in the whole entire deck, and also the Diable Jambe, just being able to end off games if the opponent has 0 life with just a whole bunch of blockers like they are the Great Wall of China. All right, so 4th place list, definitely shiesty ass tech right here. I've never seen this before. And this is the reason why I like PBG tournaments, because they're usually some of the most competitive tournaments out there. 3rd place, we have this Be by Luffy. We talk so much about Be by Luffy on this channel. We're not going to go over it. The only thing that's really spicy and dripped out in this whole entire deck list is this Monkey D. Luffy. This is just a way to trash the Burgess. The main issue with this deck is Blackbeard. I feel like every other matchup feels like it's almost free if you're a really sharp and, you know, shiest ass pilot. But let's keep it real. Like I said earlier, people got the attention spans of goldfish and fruit flies, so nobody has the time to really learn this. So when you do see a deck like this come up, that means he actually took the time to really use this deck. And this is actually, I've been seeing a lot more people use this particular card to get rid of the Burgers. I'm not a fan of it, but it is an interesting tech. Another card that he is opting to run is the Sabo. I'm not a fan of this at all, especially against Blackbeard. You pretty much just have a, I mean to be fair, almost everything's dead, but I would rather like run the Ice Ages and whatever the case may be. I'm not going to show you my deck list. I don't want to, you know, steal this guy's shine, even though it is my video. But this is the 3rd play list. If you guys do want to see my current list on the channel, a little bit more of a hyper aggressive, you know, slap your mama aside the head type of build, go ahead and check my masterclasses on the channel. 3rd playlist, congratulations to you. 2nd place, we have Pluffy. Like I said earlier, Pluffy is a top 4 deck. I feel like the 3 best decks in this current format, or 4 in the West, probably has to be Shanks, Blackbeard, Doflamingo, and Pluffy. I mean, Pluffy, a very staple ass deck. This deck is actually running some crazy ass zesty shit as well. In the Magellan, this guy brought back the Magellan, and I'm actually not surprised. Magellan will always be good, just being able to slow your Dawn count, especially against Blackbeard. I didn't even think about that. This card really shits on Blackbeard, because it takes them forever to get to the 10 drop. So I could only imagine if you stack up 2 of these Magellans, I mean, it's almost impossible for them to get to the Blackbeard, the 10 drop Blackbeard, by the time you have all your bigger bodies on the field, such as, you know, the Rush, the Lin, and also some hyper aggressive gameplay with this Luffy. You can never go wrong with the Luffy Toro and the Sanjuro combo. I feel like this right here is the staple and glue out of your deck. If they don't remove this after 2 or 3 turns of this sitting on the field, more likely you're just going to win, because you're just going to keep on drawing and refresh your hand over and over again. He is actually opting out for the Queen instead of the Kid. Very interesting choice. For Gum Gum Giant's a staple. If you are playing a purple Straw Hat deck, you should always be playing Gum Gum Giant, and also ending off games with the Urshiroshi. But besides that, I mean, everything else kind of looks the same. He is also running the Usopp, this Hidukiri. Everything else kind of looks the same, but this Magellan, I feel like that might be the wave to go. I mean, let me know below what you guys think on this, but I feel like this is a very interesting tech for this particular build. Slows down everything that requires you to get to 10 down. So this is actually good against Shanks. It's good against Blackbeard. It's good against PB Luffy. It's good against Lucci, not being able to get to your Gecko fast enough the way you want. I mean, this card not being able to get to your Jack as well. This card is actually really shicey, y'all. Let me know below and try this out for the streets one time, for the delinquents. Let me know. First place list is Blue Doflamingo, and I think that's probably the end of the video. I'm not going to talk about it because, let's be real, everything is pretty much the same. The biggest thing about this deck is just based off ratio. You won't see no new cards in this deck at all. It's just based off ratios. The only thing that might be different from what I've seen compared to some other lists is the 3 Jozu, but you know, excluding this is more so of a staple currently in the OP09 metagame. So this is pretty much the most cookie cutter simple list that you ever see. So yeah, this is your top 8 deck breakdown deck list for the PBG webcam tournament. Look, Nationals this weekend. If you guys do want to see some crazy ass deck list for a particular deck you're running, I feel like out of all the decks I've seen so far in our OP09 meta, this particular PBG tournament had some of the most shystiest shit I've seen all month since OP09 release. So, you know, try out some of these builds such as the PB Luffy, try out the Pluffy, try out the Red Zora was crazy as well. Try out the Kaido with the Lucci. Just try out everything in this list because I feel like this particular tournament had a whole bunch of interesting techs that I feel like might need some testing, y'all. So look, that's all I got. But look, before I go, if you was feeling the vibes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It all go.